I'm joined by senior BJP leader Sriram Mathur. So thank you for making time for us. And let me quickly begin this interview by asking you. Today there's a raging debate on health of Indian democracy in context of aggressive nationalism. Do you think that both can run side by side?
This is a totally misplaced kind of discussion. Nationalism and democracy are not two opposite things. Indian nationalism is based on the constitutional principles of democracy, freedom, and there is absolutely no threat or no challenge to Indian democracy, India's basic freedoms enshrined in our constitution, and nationalism is always committed to upholding those constitutional values.
So I would like to know one thing from you that when we talk about democracy, we also talk about elections. How do you think that the Bharatiya Janata Party is placed in elections where it feels that it may form the government and may form the government again, like in Assam and West Bengal?
Assam, of course, will be a repeat story for BJP. Definitely, the NDA will come back with good numbers in Assam. I am quite confident about it. Bengal is going to be the story of this round. Bengal is battle royal this time, and the BJP has made great inroads into the state in the last few years. People have seen the rise of BJP during the parliament elections, and from 2019 to 2021, BJP's strength has considerably increased in the state. So personally, I am very confident that BJP would be able to secure the numbers to form the next government. That is the direction in which party cadres are working very hard.
So what about the Mega Alliance in Assam? You had personally delivered that state to Bharatiya Janata Party, which was subsequently, the whole campaign came out in the book called The Battle of Saraighat. But now the opposition is together.
Yes, definitely no election is easy. So Assam also, although we are quite confident about repeating the performance or probably bettering the performance from that of 2016 elections, this time the opposition parties are together. So there will be a direct contest between the ruling BJP alliance and the opposition Congress alliance this time. But the 5-year governance of Sarvananda Sonowal government will definitely give us more support from the people of Assam, together with a lot of good decisions taken by Prime Minister Modi, right from NRC to CAA to all those issues. All of them will help us in not only retaining our strength but also increasing our strength.
Sir, I would like to know from you, sir, what do you think, because you were part of the team which came in after 2014, has led to sudden, if not the word sudden, but a massive expansion of Bharatiya Janata Party and total collapse of the Congress Party, and country behaving like in a 1970s world where one party is dominating the landscape and there are multiple regional parties, all national parties but not effective as they were in 70s.
Oh yes, the collapse of the Congress Party is a big political story in the last 5-6 years. Largely, Congress Party itself is responsible for this collapse. There is always space for a national level opposition party in our country, but Congress is miserably failing to rise as a national level opposition. So the result is, in a number of states, people are reposing faith in regional outfits than in the so-called national party like Congress Party. So the entire responsibility for this collapse, it should be put at the door of the Congress leadership itself. The Congress leadership is in a very weak position today. So the result is we are seeing collapse of Congress everywhere. I mean, in states like Gujarat, parties which have no locus standi, like the Aam Aadmi Party, they are getting more seats than the Congress Party. That shows that there is something very fundamentally wrong with Congress Party, with its leadership, its strategy, everything.
Mr. Mathur, though BJP always has been a strong proponent of cooperative federalism, but all regional parties are very wary of the fact that the sort of expansion, both in terms of state and election, BJP is doing. So somehow the space for regional parties is also shrinking. So how do you reconcile the commitment towards cooperative federalism and take no prisoners policy when it comes to the elections?
No, we are committed to the federal principles, although the word federal is not there in our constitution. We are committed to the broad principle of cooperative federalism. You must remember that a number of regional parties are also our alliance partners in different states. Since you mentioned about Assam, in Assam, two regional parties are there in our alliance today. Together we are fighting the election. So we are not against regional parties at all. We do not undermine either regional parties or the regional interests. As a national party, we have the interests of the country at large at heart, but also we recognize the aspirations and significant needs of every region of our country, every state, every province of our country. So this whole argument that cooperative federalism is under threat and the BJP is crushing regional voices and all is totally baseless, and it is as baseless as this propaganda that freedom and democracy are in danger.
So you are saying basically that the question which I had previously asked you, that nationalism and democracy, aggressive nationalism and democracy, and the expansion of Bharatiya Janata Party and cooperative federalism, people should not fear that,
Absolutely, because look at the political picture of India today. Any number of states in India, big states, not even smaller ones, big states are ruled by regional parties. A state like Maharashtra is ruled by a regional party called Shiva Sena. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, all this, even if you take Kerala, LDF is basically a regional outfit. So regional parties have their say, they are thriving where people support them, and there are regional parties which are working with us, like take the case of Bihar. The JDU in Bihar, led by Mr. Nitish Kumar, is our, in terms of numbers, it is small, but it is our ruling partner there. So regionalism or regional parties have full freedom in India. In fact, I tell you something since you mentioned about it. Many people are citing this Freedom House report. Freedom House report, of course, it has downgraded India in terms of their freedom index. But it very categorically says that in India, electoral system and political system are completely free. There is no danger, no interference of the government or the ruling party in the functioning of the political system and electoral system.
So basically you are saying that a geographical expansion of a political party should not be misconstrued as something which stands against the federal politics.
No, what is the meaning of federal politics? It's not about parties. It's about states, governments having certain powers. Whether it is a government led by a national party or a regional party, that state government's powers should always be intact. That is what is called federalism. Federalism doesn't mean in every state there should be a regional party. That's not federalism. Regional parties or national parties have full freedom in this country. BJP, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, is able to today expand its reach to all the corners of the country. In some places, we have regional parties as our challengers. In some places, we have national parties. Whether we are in power or another national party is in power or regional parties are in power, federal principle will be intact. There won't be any threat to federalism in this country.
So thank you for speaking to TV9 Digital. Thank you very much.
Thank you.